Hello, I'm Nathaniel Eckert, back with another video on registered accounts. In this video, I'm explaining the First Home Savings Account, the FHSA. This account can help fast-track your savings for a home. Funding your first home. The FHSA is a major component for funding your first home. This investment account is designed with the sole purpose for you to keep more of your capital to put towards the home. First-time home buyer has quite a loose definition for this account. I will go over this in detail, but to keep it short, even if you have purchased a home before, you may still be a first-time home buyer. The FHSA offers numerous benefits. This account is similar to the RRSP, however, it accumulates contribution room similar to the TFSA, tax-free savings account. I will go over the TFSA in a future video. Similar to the RRSP, contributions to the first home savings account reduce taxable income. However, transfers from your RRSP to your first home savings account is not tax deductible. However, there is still the home buying plan present in the RRSP, which allows you to withdraw money to buy a home. Assets grow tax-free within the first home savings account. Withdrawing funds for the purchase of your first home is not seen as income. This means 100% of what you withdraw will go towards your home purchase. No income tax leakages. Contribution limits. The contribution room has grown by $8,000 per year since the account was created in 2023. To accumulate room within the first home savings account, the account must be opened. However, the account just needs to be active to accumulate contribution room. If you don't have the means to contribute right now, that's okay. It just needs to be open. The first home savings account accumulates contribution room by $8,000 per year. However, there is a lifetime maximum of $40,000. Similar to other registered accounts, there is a over contribution tax of 1% on the highest over contribution amount per month. This is until the over contribution is withdrawn. In this account, you may only make contributions on your behalf. This means there is no way to income split with a spouse with this account. Income splitting is where a spouse with more discretionary income makes a contribution into the other spouse's account to attain a higher tax deduction. Who is a first-time home buyer? You must be between the ages of 18 and 71 as of December 31st of that year. The second requirement is you must be a resident of Canada. The third requirement is that you have not lived in a home as your primary residence, joint or sole ownership in the last 4 years. So that means if you bought a house in 2020 and sold it in 2020, you would be a first-time home buyer if you have been renting since then. For the fourth requirement, it's not listed here, but if you don't have a spouse, this does not apply to you. You have not lived in a home as your primary residence that your spouse had joint or sole ownership of in the last 4 years. Okay, quick example. A couple, Donna and Jim, They sell their home and they start renting for 5 years. These two are first-time home buyers. However, Jim, 45, never bought a home in his entire life. However, 3 years ago, he lived with his spouse in a home that they had full or joint ownership of. He is not a first-time home buyer. Tax-free withdrawals. Withdrawals for the purpose of buying or building your first home are tax-free. This means you will not be charged at your marginal tax rate for this amount. This is what's called an authorized withdrawal. Authorized withdrawals will not have income tax charged upon the amount. So an authorized withdrawal was for buying or building the home. A designated withdrawal is withdrawing an over-contribution amount. Since it's an over-contribution amount, the 1% tax would have already applied, and this is the only tax that will be charged on that amount. If you make a withdrawal from this account for any other reason, that's totally allowed. However, you will be charged your marginal tax rate on that amount. This is a registered account, so only qualified investments may be held within the account. The qualified investments are listed on the screen above. Now, when must the account close? The first home savings account has a total lifetime of 15 years, or before you turn the age 71. Now, before the account closes on December 31st of the 15th year, you may transfer any funds that are in the account to an RRSP by filing a transfer form. This allows you to transfer the amount tax-free to your RRSP or an RRIF. If you were to just regularly withdraw this amount and put it into your bank account, that would be seen as income and you would be charged at your marginal tax rate. Your first home savings account must close 1 year after your first qualifying withdrawal. This is also before December 31st. So let's say you bought a home in 2030, May 9th, you must withdraw 100% of the funds in the account by December 31st, 2031. However, if you were to forget to withdraw this amount and leave it in the first home savings account, the fair market value of all the assets in the account would be added to your income. This would be seen as taxable income. The account would then lose its first home savings account status and just be any old regular investment account. I'll now go over the income tax reduction calculation. It's quite similar to the RRSP. The first home savings account accumulates $8,000 of contribution room per year. This is up to a lifetime maximum of $40,000. So as an example, let's say some worker who's making $45,000 makes a contribution of $4,675. He makes this contribution in the first year. This means $3,345 of contribution room will be carried forward to the next year. Meaning in 2026, this individual will then have $11,325 of contribution room. The tax credit, very similar. It's a contribution multiplied by your marginal tax rate, and that is your estimated tax credit. The taxable income deduction is just your gross income minus any contributions you have made to the account. So for the example above, it would be 4675 multiplied by decimal 332, as the marginal tax rate for this person would be 33.2% in Manitoba, making the estimated tax credit $1,552. The taxable income reduction would be 45,000, which is the gross income, minus 4,675, which is 40,325. This makes the taxable income quite significantly lower than $45,000. So that's all I have for the first home savings account. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. And if you have any questions, look at my website on Eckert Planning. You can reach out to me there. I'm always available to answer any questions, and I can help you out. Thanks. Bye.